I'm Ew.
I'm Quan.
And we are the
The
Greens.
Greens.
So before we get into this video, y'all, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Period.
If you got it, it ain't a question. No one ain't no one for guessing. Don't want anyone feeling invested. Showing you all my imperfections. If I let you, don't take me for granted. Yeah. If I were to, then you could manage. Yeah.
So today's topic is going to be about toxic family members that are not supportive.
Yes. And
of our lifestyle.
Yeah, and I know it's a lot of young girls that, you know, probably been through what we've been through. And our whole perspective on this whole video, really, it's parts to it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a lot of parts with a lot of different views from a lot of different people. And it's basically us touching on, you know, growing up as a young lesbian woman.
Yes.
Young woman coming out to your family and telling them that, you know, you prefer to love a woman instead of a man, or you prefer to love a man instead of a woman, basically loving the same sex.
And I feel like a lot of people have a lot of different like outlooks on this situation. And I just feel like we just need to get into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like as a black community, we tend to bash our kids about sinning. Like, you know, like our parents don't sin every day.
Right.
But they like to say like, okay, because we're gay, that makes our sinning worse than theirs.
That's crazy.
So let's just get into it.
It's to break them generational curses.
Yes.
Them generational curses is what hurt our black families today. A lot of these parents, y'all gotta break out of them ways. That break out of them your way of thinking that's normal to you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right, and if we could just help anybody or touch anybody with our stories, I think that's the moral of all of this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm 33, my wife is 32, and when I came out, I want to say I was like maybe 13 or 14. I was young. But I remember having a conversation with my biological mama, and she just was so upset about the fact that I was gay. And she kept saying, like, you know, that's not the way to live. And I'm like, girl, the way you living ain't the way to live. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem with a lot of black kids. They don't know how to really stand up to their mama, and everybody don't have the same type of skin that I got.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I wholeheartedly did not give a fuck about how she felt
and
about
see,
my lifestyle.
I came up different. You know what I'm saying? I came up as the oldest child.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was always taught to, you know, lead by example when it comes to your sister and your brothers. And I never wanted to disrespect my mama. Never wanted to disrespect my mama. And it was, and it all had to do with fear as I got older. I'm like,
because they put that in you.
At a young age.
Yes.
And it's not fair, man.
It's not.
And what a feminine woman has to go through coming out is totally different from what a dominant woman has to go through coming out.
We had that conversation with my mom, my adopted mom, actually. I told her, I asked her, I said, would you feel different if I came out to you and I dressed more like Quan? Would that make you feel a different way about my lifestyle? And she was like, no, my adopted mom has always accepted me for who I was, always. But it was my real mama that had an issue, and it's like, girl, you're not in a situation or a place to judge me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people take what their parents say to them and it fucks with them. It fucks them up. So I feel like if we can get through to anybody through this video, I feel like this is what this video is about.
Yes.
We want to share our experiences and just see who hearts we can touch and who we can relate to.
Like, for real. Because, I mean, I know it's hard out here, man. Especially coming out to family, especially family that's, like, super religious.
Yes.
Because I grew up in a church-going family. But at the same time, it never made no sense to me because it's like, you God this, God that, but you not living that same life that you
not
preaching.
living by the
And
Bible.
It drives me fucking insane, y'all, when black parents say, do as I say and not as I do. How the fuck does that make sense? It doesn't make sense.
It don't.
My whole thing is, you are my example. You are who I'm leading. You're who I'm watching. You're leading me to whoever I need to be in life. So you can't tell me as a human, I'm not gonna psychologically peep what you doing. And come on, man, it's just common sense. And me growing up, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man, I had it rough. It was hard. You know what I'm saying? And we was just having a conversation about this earlier, and I got tired of the point of me, breaking down and crying when it comes down to certain situations, because I know it's another little girl that's probably 16 right now, 14, 15, whatever you are, that want to come out to your mama. Do it. Do it now. Do it early. Get it out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because the longer you drag it on, the more problems it's going to be.
And I feel like when it comes to that situation, I agree with you. And I feel like it's going to be worse before it get better.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have to set boundaries with your parents. Like,
right.
I'm not going to say regardless to what age you are, because if you're under 18 and you living with your mama, it's like a completely different experience.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situation to where you're living on your own and you can provide for your own, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Live in your truth. Because as a black community, they try to make us feel bad about, or we nasty, or we perverted. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that that's what you get out of a lesbian relationship.
It's like, but this been going on for centuries, y'all. This stuff that been going on for centuries. And then I don't even believe it started with women. I feel like it started with men and men.
I feel like that too.
And my whole thing is, y'all, I'm sick and tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Do you hear me? I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of being the bigger person. Fuck that. Because at the end of the day, today, I'm 32. So now it's not just about me respecting my mama or me fearing my mama. I don't fear my mama no more. So you're going to accept who I am, or you can basically just fall back and say you don't love me. Because you can't say you love me if you don't love who I am and who I married. It's not possible, bro. So to make a long story short, if that's the route that you want to take as a mother, it is what it is. I'm not running that same route with you no more. I'm not letting you dig under my skin and belittle me as a young lady. No, I'm not. Because I know who I am deep down inside.
And I feel like as a mother, that's like very sickening. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, like I said, I had parents that, I had a parent that, understood my lifestyle. My other parent, he didn't understand my lifestyle, but I wholeheartedly, like I said, did not give a fuck. And he know I don't give a fuck to this day. But everybody doesn't have the same demeanor, and you know what I'm saying, as me when it comes to certain situations. Some people really break down and commit suicide because they feel like they can't go to their mom or their parents to express how they really feel.
Right.
So I don't know. I just feel like if anybody is dealing with that, y'all can definitely drop in the comments. Y'all can DM us or whatever, because I guess we just want to be that support system that we didn't have.
And we have to be that, because it's one thing to want to call my mama and curse her out. That's not gonna help me.
It's not gonna fix
But what's
it.
gonna really help me and what's gonna really fix my hurt and my pain and all the stuff that I've been through
is to get your truth out.
Yes, to get my truth out and help another little girl that want to come out like I did.
And let me tell y'all something. Y'all mama not gonna agree with everything y'all got to say, because mamas always feel like they right. You know what I'm saying?
Parents, period, though.
Yeah.
Parents, period.
They feel like they right, but don't let that put you in fear.
Yes.
Stand in your truth, period. Because you're never gonna be happy. You're always gonna keep shit bottled in. And I tell my wife that all the time. She's very angry. And she's not angry with me, but she's angry with the traumatic shit that she's been through in her life, that her mom has put her through. And I want her to deal with that in whatever type of way. And I feel like she needs to talk about it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what this video is about. And
Well,
let's start from when you came out. Let's start from that.
When I first came out, my cousin, she snuck behind my back and told my mama. Which I told her, my older cousin, I told her I was gonna be the one to tell my mama. I guess her and my mama had this thing where I didn't know it at the time. I'm a kid. I guess they didn't really like each other, so she went behind my back and she told my mama, I guess to hurt my mama, whatever, because I guess she knew my mama was gonna be hurt. And you know, my mama, she cried and she like, where I went wrong and just like, but my whole thing is, look, y'all, I guarantee you, over half of the women that's gay right now today were molested at a very young age. And I'm pretty sure your parents are aware of that. So how can you question or ask yourself, why is my child like this, when you know what I've been through?
Right.
Let's be real. And I was molested by my own family member, one of my mama's brothers. You know what I'm saying? And I kept quiet about it for a long time. And I felt like I got closure because I talked to him, you know, when I got older, and he apologized for everything but I still never got no closure. And it was like, I felt like I was at a standstill, like what do I do? Like, how do I get past this? Because it feels like a never-ending road. So she cried and she cried and she moaned, and when I first came out, it was like she was mad at, like I had to read the Bible. And when I read the Bible, I had to write summaries of every chapter that I read. And I would take my summaries back to my mama, and she'll be like, oh, this is what you got out of it. And my whole thing is, did you read this?
And my thing
because if you read this, you will see why you're telling a 16-year-old
it's evil
to analyze a book that's like and if anybody know, as a 16-year-old reading the Bible, it's like reading an encyclopedia. Mm-hmm. You can only like summarize so much. And what I got out of it was Mary was with Joseph. Mary had a baby with Joseph, which made Abel. And she had a baby with the serpent that made Cain. And I guess that's how Cain and Abel came about. Mm-hmm. That's what I got out of it. She was with one man, and she had a baby with an evil man, and creating the evil child. So it was like, that's what I put on the paper. She was so mad. I had to read it over and over again. She wanted to check what I wore to school. Like it was traumatizing, y'all. I would get like beat. Do you hear me? For wanting to do and wear certain things, like,
to make me feel comfortable after I got touched by your brother.
Like, come on, I'm comfortable with this. I don't want to wear these tight clothes. I don't want to wear these dresses. I don't feel comfortable in this. And I don't want nobody looking at me.
You should fucking understand it. If nobody else understands that, you should understand it.
You should.
So the fact that
because you was the first person that I came to when it all happened. So as a mother, you should have just
been there for you.
Yes.
Period. So,
and don't get me wrong, my mama was there when it all happened, but when the molestation happened.
Well, the lifestyle is what we talking about.
Yes,
we're not talking about
we fast forward into we fast forward into 8-9 years later,
because she
when
got
I come
you
out.
therapy, right?
Yes,
and she got you checked out.
Got me checked out.
Yeah. So no, we're not talking about that. Well, she's not talking about that because it's not my story. I'm sorry, babe. But she don't mean it in that way. But what she's talking about is more of now, future.
Yes. So
just wanted to clear that up so nobody don't
I ain't
feel
gonna lie
like
to you, man. I had it hard, bro. And any one of my siblings, they'll tell you. And I don't really talk about this. And I don't talk about it because it's embarrassing. The stuff that my mama put.
Why are you embarrassed though?
I'm embarrassed because I don't know.
Yeah, why? You have no reason to be embarrassed because at the end of the day, she's the mom, right?
Right.
We all adults now, but you was acting like this before you was even an adult, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day,
It was like I didn't even want to come around like to to family events or like nothing like that, y'all, because I knew my mama would. She always talked bad about me. Always talked bad about me, bro. And I always had, you know, growing up, I always had my auntie to defend me. And it was like, once she passed away, that was gone. I didn't have that no more. I didn't have that person to talk to or to lean on when times got hard with my mama. Like, don't get me wrong, my mama had me at a young age, so we did a lot of growing together. So I have a lot of sympathy for what she had to go through, you know, raising kids at that very young age. But right now, today, for you to still act the same way, and I'm married and I got kids, like you, where do you draw the line? Like, when do you just say, you know what?
Enough is enough.
Let's break this curse. When do you get out of that ignorance? When does your mind evolve and go to the next step? Like, you're not even trying to learn anything. And that's why they feel like our generation is so defiant. They're so spoiled. I wasn't spoiled for shit. This ain't like no Master P and Lil Romeo shit. I had to figure it out on my damn own. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? From the age of 16 on up. My mama didn't help me with nothing. My mama didn't help me get into schools, but she did it for others, but never with me. You know what I'm saying? You always did it. And I've always been the black sheep of my family. I've always been. And it's because I don't come around it, but it's because why I need to come around so y'all can question me about what she said about me?
But I can relate to the black sheep thing. Now, don't get me wrong. My family has been very accepting of my lifestyle. But when it comes to being a black sheep and not really agreeing with what I do, like my lifestyle.
Because, like, bro, like, I'm just out there with my shit. I'm just putting my shit out. But what are you doing? What you do behind closed doors that don't nobody know about? You know what I'm saying? But I'd be wrong if I look down upon you because of the stuff that I know about you or the stuff that people that said about you. I don't. I've always defended you as my mama and loved you. But you ain't do nothing but all you ever did was hurt me, man. And it comes to a point in time where you get tired of crying. You get tired of being hurt by the same person. And it's been going on all my life, y'all. And this is only the beginning, bro. You know what I'm saying? But till next time. Part 2 is coming soon. I'm Quan.
I'm Emily.
And we are the Greens.
If you got it, it ain't a question. No one ain't no one for guessing. Don't want then emotionally invested. Showing you all my imperfections. If I let you, don't take me for granted. Yeah. If I were to, then you could manage. Yeah.